Yo, what is freaking up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome yourselves to the very first episode of the Allisi podcast. That's right, you heard it here first because you had to hear it first here because it's the first here place. I'm just gonna stop. Anyways, we're finally here. We finally made it to this freaking podcast, and I cannot express how much joy I have to be in this podcast, to be the host of a podcast. Like, this is something that I've wanted for so freaking long, you know what I mean? So, yeah. This is the first episode. This is the introduction to the podcast, and depending on how good this does, comments, blah, 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 if any, it'll determine movement and what's going to happen. But anyways, let's talk about the podcast, or whatever you want to say here. So, my name is Chris Stafford, aka Allisi, and I'm the host of the podcast. I'm gonna be in every episode. I'm gonna unless like something happens, I need someone to take over for me for the week. I should be in every episode. I live up in South Dakota because I'm a cool cold kid. Yeah. I am 18 years old as of the day I'm publishing the first episode. I am a deep thinker, I like to think. I like to debate a lot. I like to argue. So this, I thought, would be right up my alley. Yeah. This episode shouldn't be long, but I'm thinking future episodes should be more or less 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. If we get good conversations in, and I'm sorry, I should have waited till later to say that. This is ADHD getting the best of me. I have ADHD. So the podcasts might be a little wonky sometimes from one topic to another topic to da-da-da-da-da. So yeah, I'll try to keep that under wraps. Yeah, so why I wanted to do a podcast was because I thought that it would be fun to kind of debate with people and post it to YouTube and see what people thought about our debates. And there's stuff that I'm not 100% on, like I'm not one-sided. There's a lot of things we're going to talk about that I'm like 30-70, 60-40, 50-50, like there's things that I agree with, I don't agree with, and we're going to find people who disagrees with me and agrees with me, we're going to have all kinds of people, and it's going to be freaking amazing. But yeah, and that gets into the supply and demand kind of factor of the podcast of right now, if I uploaded what I wanted to, you're probably watching this with some gameplay footage in the background, and that can change. I know podcasts normally don't have gameplay in the background, like they're not usually gaming commentary, but that can also change. I can put that as, basically, I can play whatever game in the background you want. Like, 1 week I can play Fortnite, 1 week I can play Red Dead Redemption 2, 1 week I can play Call of Duty Zombies, Overwatch, you name it, you can comment the game. There's a good chance I have it because I have a huge boatload of freaking games in my stash. So yeah, like I said, it's really supply and demand. Whatever you'd like to see in the background of the podcast, drop a comment. And I'm going to say drop a comment a lot, probably. Don't be scared, I know it's kind of weird, and if there's only 20 views on this video, and you don't see any comments, I know it can be kind of weird. Thanks, PlayStation, for making a noise. Anyways, I know it can be kind of weird to drop a comment, but, if you do, it helps out, and you have a better experience while you're here, which means you will want to come back, and we'll make a relationship, But anyways, so yeah, let me know in a comment what you would like to see as background footage, who you would like on the podcast. I'm gonna have some guests regardless of what the demand is, and I know that sounds bad, but yeah, I already have some guests lined up. They're pretty entertaining people. You should like them if you're not one of the people watching yourself. Yeah, comment. Oh, big comments. Guests, topics. I can talk about anything on this podcast. I'm not a censored person at all. I just don't like to swear as much. Guests, topics, background footage. If the audio is bad, I can fix it. Anything that I could do to fix it or to make it more your style, let's do it. Comment it. Don't be scared to comment. be the outlier. Go down there and say, hey, I want blah 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 blah, and I'll be like, you know what, that's cool. And there's a good chance because this won't be a popular channel, if at all, for a long time. So yeah, there's a good chance I'll read your comment and maybe even reply to it if you want that. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. Yeah. How often the podcast will be, how often this channel will get uploaded to. I'm thinking now at least once a week, maybe once. So I started once a week, and that's what seems like the best route to go now. But the alternative to that would be once every 5 days, which is another thing that I kind of wanted to get into, just because I felt like once a week wasn't enough. That would be, what is it? How many weeks are in a year? Like 52, I think. I don't even know. I'm 18 years old. Don't even know how many weeks are in a year. Hold on. Let's ask Siri here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what Siri has to say about it. If she'll load. I don't think she likes me. How many weeks are in a year, Siri?
That would be 52.18.
50. Okay, 52. So we're pretty close. We got 52 weeks. Or I mean, we got it. We just didn't get to 0.18. Anyways, that would only be 52 podcasts. So a year, which might be good. It might conserve some topics and stuff, but I don't know. I'm gonna do a lot of debating, and again, comment how many podcasts should be out within a certain amount of time. Like you say, 4 a month, obviously once a week, or I don't know, 5 a month, 6 a month. I'll do my hardest to make them work. It's also because I have a job. I have 2 other YouTube channels, a music channel and a gaming channel I want to start adding to. Links will be in the description. They're both cringy, don't worry. And I have a girlfriend, a wonderful girlfriend. I have some wonderful friends. So I do have some other things outside the podcast, but the podcast is a very good, or it's going to be a new importance in my life, I should say. And yeah, I'm messing up a lot. I'm sorry. It's my first podcast. Forgive me. But I am having a lot of fun just doing it right now. Yeah, I did go to freaking Black Friday shopping and Cyber Monday and got a lot of goodies to make this podcast happen. The mic is, it's a pretty nice mic, $200 mic. It's just I don't have a pop filter, so my might be a little bad right now. I do apologize for that. Yeah, I can see it in the little audio wave. It's a little, it's gnarly looking. Looks like there's a ship on Star Wars. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like that. It's not like any of the main ships. It's something. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna get a pop filter. It should be fixed. I'm gonna get a couple new mics when I have guests, stuff like that. So I'll constantly be adding to it. It's just I have a minimum wage job, so it'll take some time to start adding to it. But regardless, PlayStation, can you not be the way that you are, please? Anyways, yeah. I think I already know what my first real episode's gonna be, what the topic is. But if you'd like to see a first episode topic, you can drop it down in the comments, and if I like it enough, sure, I'll throw it on there. I know some of you come from Snapchat, which I just want to give a huge thanks to a lot of people, because I posted something on my story saying, slide up if you'd like to see me do or like to listen to a podcast about stuff I talk about on Snapchat. And I woke up to over 50 Snapchats, or like chats, or whatever you want to say. And that put the biggest freaking smile on my face. It's people wanted me to do this, so I freaking really appreciate that. That's awesome. It really is. So, round of applause for you guys. But like I said, this is the first episode. I'm kind of nervous-ish. I don't have the best of setup right now, but it'll do nothing but progress, because I'm dedicated to this already. Yeah. So, a couple takeaways. Again, comment. Don't be afraid. Listen, there's no one that can judge you. And if they do judge you, I'm going to delete their comment. So, it's not a huge deal. Comment down there. Let me know anything you want to see. Go comment and call me an idiot on my views. Okay, don't. And yeah, that's another thing. If I talk about something in the podcast and you want to reply to it, don't feel like you don't have to, or sorry, I'm an idiot. Don't feel like you can't or whatever. Just go in the comments, and like I said, a lot of the time I'm probably gonna go down there and chat with you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so engaged in my social media, which sounds horrible, but I like to connect, I guess, especially when it's a project that I've made. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Hold on, let me get a drink. Oh, that water ASMR, yeah, daddy. Anyways, you know, and these are all unedited. I didn't see the point in going and spending an hour of my time editing a podcast that has like and like little coughs or sneezes or breathing stuff, you know, or like little like spit sounds or whatever. Anyways, I didn't see the point in going through and editing all that out and getting it out for no freaking reason. They're natural. They're gonna be natural. So if someone gets mad, like a guest or myself gets mad and says something, it's not gonna get deleted. But one of the rules around here is I refuse to have them get slandered for it. Obviously, no one's gonna come on here and drop an N-bomb. But if they say something and that's not what they meant and it's taken out of context and you talk about it, you will be banned from commenting on my channel. This is a pretty safe PlayStation. I hate you. I should just turn it off. I don't know why it's on. This is a pretty safe place to talk and to debate and digest and listen. And I think my voice is not the worst voice out of anyone in the world. So you can just literally listen. You can watch the gameplay, throw on some headphones, sit back, listen, you know, because we're going to get interesting up in here. That is one thing. I can't promise you it's going to be the best quality podcast you ever listened to in your life, but I can promise you we're going to get interesting up in here. We're going to get freaking some spicy topics. We're going to cover some trends. We're going to cover everything, and, you know, it's going to be great, and I'm so freaking excited. I almost dropped a bad word. Naughty me. I'm so excited. Like, it's unreal that I have the equipment to do this now, and I can actually express myself online, and that I can debate with someone formally, and you can experience it with me, you know. And don't think it has to be some, like, intellectual topic of, like, oh my god, he has to talk about this and this and this. You know, like, there's a segment in the future we're gonna do with my brother, and it's literally about drugs. And I can do literally anything. Like, there's no topic that is dumb in my mind. Like, you can tell me anything, and I can talk about it for probably a good half hour, you know. But this one I'm trying to keep kind of short, because the first one, I don't want people having to sit through the first one, because it's always the most boring. So, yeah. I think that's going to wrap her up. Just expect, progression. Just expect some spicy topics. Comment. I can't stress it. I'm going to stress it one more time, and that's it. Well, that's not it, but freaking don't be scared to comment. I know it's weird. I'm nervous. You're probably nervous. Let's work on it together, brother or sister. Just comment. Go down there and drop me anything. Let me know. Even if you're somebody that knows me, don't feel embarrassed. Like, it's cool that you want to be involved. So just go down there, drop me a comment, say, hey, react to this. React to this. It won't. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Give me anything. Give me feedback, even if it's bad feedback. I would like to know so I can fix it. You know what I mean? Let me know what to change the footage. Like I said, anything. Comment games you'd like me to show. But until I do start getting comments enrolled in and stuff, I'm gonna be going off my own basis, my own routine, my own like what I want in it, until people start saying, hey, do this, Like I said, supply and demand. Yeah, so I think that might cover it. I would love to thank you for spending this gracious, this is probably going to end at 15 minutes with me. Freaking amazing that I can do this, like I said. And the first episode might be up before the end of the week. That's just because this was just the introduction. I don't count this as, like, the main podcast kind of thing, But anyways, I freaking, just like I said, thank you for coming out here. And this is the Allisi podcast, and I will see you in the freaking next one.